Yo, Bo, welcome to another episode of In the Life with MightyFan. And as mentioned in the last video, we got jerseys to show. And yet again, I left the hat upstairs. So I'll have to do another vid at some point down the road. And I'll show that hat that I keep forgetting to bring downstairs. But we do have the jerseys. So let's just focus on those, what we have in hand right now, instead of you don't want me running up and down. That's not good. I'll be a puddle. But let's get to the jerseys, and I will start with one I got recently from my buddy Adam. He was selling some stuff. So Adam, shout out to you. The home Maurice Lucas, Portland Trailblazers, Old Run Mitchell and Ness. Jack tag on here. I want to say it's a USA run. It doesn't have any other tagging, but there's the Jock 76-77, which unfortunately does represent the season they beat my Sixers in the finals, but it is what it is. Still beautiful jersey. I've had the red Bill Walton for many years, which I got from Slim many years ago. So always wanted the Lucas to kind of pair them up. So finally got around to getting a Lucas. You don't see these every day. So, I was happy to get it. It does have the Blazers going down, the 20, everything double stitched. The one side has the trim. Lucas 20 on the back. That Old Run Mitchell and Ness, beautiful jersey. So there is jersey number 1. This. Next up, my buddy D was, selling some stuff. And we actually got the deal done for this one in the poolside at Slim's a bit back. So here it is. We got the Patriots, the Ben Coates, the authentic starter from back in the day, the away white version, which always pops. As Boomer called him back in the day, Ben Winter Coates. And here it is. Very good tight end for those years with the Patriots. Of course, Drew Bledsoe throwing him a lot of passes back then. Got the 87s on the sleeves, the starter logo, of course, the big Patriot head, going around the shoulders. The Flying Elvis, basically, logos, coats. Single stitched on a nameplate. 87 is double stitched with that drop shadow. That's very, very nice. So, yeah, Ben Coates, Patriots, starter authentic. Jock tag right there, old school jock tag. And a nice jersey. And it does have the gradient going down of the white kind of striping going down there. You see it right there. So the Patriots were the only team that had that back in the day. So that's a nice little touch. And of course the Patriots going across the front, the old font that they had. Patriot fans want them to wear this again as a throwback. I would imagine with the fact that more teams are wearing throwbacks anymore, you'll probably see this at some point. Probably the blue version for their home games. But it's probably just a matter of time. I mean, they do wear the red, 80s throwback. So, this, I'm sure, will just be, a matter of time before they start wearing. Like I said, probably the blue version, the home version they'll wear. Up next, this was from IAS. I was able to get this. In fact, he completed this, and I got both of these jerseys from him. Because I got the black version not long ago. And now I have the even gaudier yellow version, which Mitchell and Ness recently, I just noticed it on their site on Friday. They made a blue line version of this now. But obviously, I have the authentic old school one, 82-83 Vancouver. Oh, God, look at the Vancouver Canucks. The V jersey right there, the flying V. There it is in all of its glory. The Canuck, the skate, logo on the sleeve. Which, of course, now they have the version where they had it on the front crest. They were as their alternate now, the black jersey. 22s. Tiger Williams, of course, is the player. Williams, double stitched on nameplate. 22. Double stitched. It has the vintage hockey logo, Mitchell and Ness. And it has, just in case you get in a fight while out and about wearing this, it does have the fight strap on the I don't understand why I mean, Mitchell, I can kind of understand Mitchell and Ness because they wanted to keep them as close to, accurate as they can. But, Adidas putting fight straps in the jerseys makes no sense to me. But it is what it is. I don't know if Fanatics is going to keep that going. Probably not. I would hope not. Because I don't understand the fight straps and the jerseys, the replica jerseys. But like I said, Mitchell and Ness, it made sense because they were just trying to make them the way they were. But for like any more today, like Adidas, do we need the fight straps in them? We don't need that. It's like the hand warmers in the football. The Mitchell and Ness football. No one asked for this. And then we have an eBay pickup, which I was glad to get this because it completes the set for the Pete O'Brien Texas Rangers, the red jersey, which is just really red. That's like Firehouse red. That is just red right there. I have the blue version. The blue one you see, like of the two of these, you see the blue one more than the red one. But the red one was on eBay. And I had to have it, to complete the set. Made in USA as well. You see the old tagging on the inside. Mitchell and Ness. This is double stitch button down jersey. You have the particulars on the bottom. 1984. And I go to the back. O'Brien. Single stitch to a nameplate. Double stitched for the 9. And you got the old Texas Rangers logo on the sleeve. The one sleeve. So, cool jersey, man. Of the two, I like the red one. The blue one pops too. But that red is just so striking. I mean, it really is a red jersey. I'm already sweating looking at this thing again. This, last but certainly not least, for the pickups, jersey pickups. So those of you who have been with me, on this channel, and in the Jersey Heads community, you all know the story behind this one. Yes, and I made sure to kind of tease it a bit in my picture for this this video. I've had history with this jersey. This one got away from me because I didn't go after it. Was on eBay many years ago, a few years ago I should say. Didn't get it. It sold. I felt terrible. It's a unicorn. It's a Mitchell & Ness unicorn. And this is absolutely a Mitchell & Ness unicorn jersey. Does not show up. It's the only time I ever saw it on eBay. I didn't get it, and I felt terrible afterwards. And it was always my biggest regret jersey. Biggest regret jersey. Why in the hell didn't I just buy it? But this was before the paying for. So if I had the paying for option, I definitely would have done it. But it is what it is. So I was at Slim's a couple of weeks ago, and talk about a surprise. He surprised me with this thing, and I almost fell over. I was standing up. It's good I didn't. We were on the second floor, and I was near the steps. And I had to hold on to the wall when he came, because he mentioned something about a jersey. And he wouldn't tell me, on when we were FaceTiming before I, made the trip, what the jersey was. He says, there's I want to surprise you. There's a jersey when you come, right? When you come over. So we were upstairs, we were looking around, and I asked him, what's this jersey that you were being kind of cryptic about? What? So he goes in the bathroom and he comes back out with it, and he's holding it in his hand. As soon as I saw the color of the jersey, I said, "Oh no!" And I almost went down. I had to hold the wall, and there were steps not far. I'm like, "Oh, I almost took a tumble." I got weak-kneed, because this is the type of thing that, as a collector, with the passion like I have, that this is it. I still can't believe it's here. This is just something that just means a tremendous amount. This is something that I never thought I would have. I thought I missed my opportunity. That's it. That's the end. Am I ever going to see this thing again? And even Slim would ask me from time to time, what's the jersey top on your list? And I always said this one after I missed. This was the one. This was the freaking unicorn #1, numero uno. And here it is. So we have the powder blue, Love You Blue, 84 Billy White shoes, Houston Oilers jersey, Mitchell and Ness jersey, old run, made in El Salvador, right? Yep, El Salvador. Even Peter Capolino forgot that this was made, right? The old CEO and owner of Mitchell and Ness, he forgot he made this. Okay, but it was seen. There was someone in the group a while back who had like some old Mitchell and Ness catalogs, and he took pictures of all the pages, and you saw this in one of their old catalogs, but you don't see it very often for sale. I've seen this jersey twice in all of these years. I've seen it twice. Once was on a documentary, some sort of sports documentary that I watched way back when. And whatever it was, the only thing I remembered out of the documentary was I don't know if they were probably college, football players in a dorm room, and it was in the mid-2000s, in the Jersey Boom days for Mitchell and Ness, right? And they were playing Madden in the dorm room, and one of the guys was wearing this jersey. Okay, and I remember him wearing this jersey. And then I saw it on eBay, and I didn't get it. It's 2 times I've seen this in my life. So there's a story behind this. But let me show you the jersey. I'm going to go, I have to sit down. I'm getting weak-kneed again with this thing. But so here it is, everything pressed on as it should be. And you have the old, the jock tag on the inside, the El Salvador. Oh, this thing's gorgeous. It does not have a jock tag, but it didn't have the jock tag with the previous owner. I don't know. It either didn't have a jock tag or whatever, but that's no big deal to me. So you got the pressed on 84s, B. Johnson on a nameplate, pressed on 84 on the back and on the sleeves. The stripes are pressed on, the 84s are pressed on. So, there, take a picture. You're not going to see this very often. This is one of the unicorns for Mitchell and Ness, I would think, at least for football, because for whatever reason, I don't know if there was a small pressing of these made back then, or what. The white one, you'll see the white Billy White shoes, Oilers pop up. You'll see his white Falcons pop up. I don't believe they made his red one for the Falcons, but they made the white Falcons, the white Oilers, and the blue, the Love You Blue Oilers. And of those 3, this is the one that you just never see. It's here, thanks to Slim. But you don't see this very often. Let me take this into the other room. Oh, goodness. Oh, it's beautiful. It's jersey porn. Play that 70s music, right? Bow, 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 bow. But, you put the fan on, I knew. So, anyhow, I show prepped a little better this time. I didn't bring my towel down. I didn't bring that hat down. But I got the fan on, so that's good. All right. So let me tell you the story of how that came to be. So, according to Slim, okay. No. Stay. Okay. Nope. Mark M., you're just going to have to wait. He's trying to call me. People try to call me when I'm filming all the time. All the time. Like, no, you have to wait your turn. So, anyhow, because you all on YouTube, you take preference, okay? So, I'm just glad when someone calls, it doesn't cut me off. It doesn't stop the video, because I don't know if I could have done that again with that jersey. I almost went down again. But no, so the story goes with Slim that he didn't get originally. There was some thought that, did you get that, Slim? Because Slim was here. He was sitting in this chair, and I was next to him when that jersey hit eBay, and I didn't get it. And he was shocked that I didn't get it, and he didn't get it. I remember he went upstairs to get a drink or something, and I checked again, and it sold. And I said, oh, damn, it sold. Slim came back down with a drink. He said, I told you. I knew. And I was mortified because I knew how rare a jersey it was. And for those who are wondering why I didn't go after it, I do everything with credit card. And I have the billing cycles, and I'm trying my best to collect and also pay my bills, which, it's a balance. So I'd already done a decent amount that month. I had a few days left into the cycle. I couldn't. And this is before the paying for. Now, again, if paying for was an option at that time, I would have done it. No questions asked. But I just couldn't do it at that time. It would have been tough. Even for that jersey, I knew how rare it was. It's just something I couldn't do. Sometimes your hands are tied. There's just nothing you can do, right? So what happened, as Slim said, the jersey did sell. It sold to someone that we never know who it was. But whoever bought it flaked. They didn't pay for it. The seller relisted it. Because Slim saw it in the middle of the night. And Slim got it. Because he knew. He knew he knew that either he or I had to have it. So he got it, but he kept it under wraps. And he told me he wanted to surprise me with it for either a birthday or a Christmas gift, but he didn't know exactly when. And he kind of had interest in it too. So it was hard. This is a hard thing. Because he knows how rare the jersey is too, and he's a collector, obviously. But he never showed it. He never said he had it. He never hinted at it. He kind of teased one time because he has 2 Earl Campbell powder blue Oiler jerseys, and he put one on the other so it almost looked like it was an 8 because the 3, But it wasn't. It wasn't that jersey. And he did that in joking manner, right? And all that time, I have no idea how Slim kept it a secret. I marveled at that. I said, Slim, how did you not? Because you do like to hold jerseys over my head every now and then and say, oh, you want this, you want this. And I said, how did you keep? He said, I don't know. He said it was hard, but the reason was he really wanted to surprise me. Because he wanted to see my genuine reaction to it. If I knew he had it, it wouldn't have been as big a surprise. So he wanted that real big reaction out of me when he would hear, kind of thing. And I'm like, Slim, man, that's holding it. I know I couldn't do it if I had something like that. To not show it, to not tease it, anything. And to his credit, he did. He did. There was even people who told him, you have it. We know you have it. And Slim wouldn't say a word. No. He didn't want to give it away. And until this couple weeks, a couple weekends back. And the only regret I have is I didn't have that reaction on film. Something told me I should have filmed when he was going to do that. Because I didn't know what jersey it was. I had a couple ideas. I didn't think it was that one. I thought it would be some other, maybe an Eagles jersey, maybe something else kind of rare. But, yeah. Because how could I? I'm like, there's no way Slim would have kept that a secret for a couple of years. There's just no way. But he did. And I think that's part of the reason why he said he waited, because he wanted this to go on and then for it to be a real big reaction, real big surprise. And I couldn't believe it. Like I said, as soon as I saw that blue, I knew it was an Oilers jersey, and I knew exactly as soon as because he had it was like to the side, so you could just see the sleeve when he came out of the because he was hiding it from me. He didn't want me to see it at all. So because there's two restrooms in his place, and I always use the one downstairs, and his is upstairs. But we were upstairs talking, whatever, and that's when I said, "What's this jersey?" So he had it hidden in his bathroom. So as soon as I saw that sleeve, I knew instantly what it was, and I had to hold on to the wall. I honestly, my knees were buckling, it was just that moment of, oh my God, and I even think I said, oh no, and and I held onto the wall. I really wish I got that reaction on film. Oh, that's the one regret. That's the Slim. That's the one regret about it. We didn't get my reaction on film because that was something. Slim said your reaction was exactly what I what I was hoping it would be. But unbelievable, just unbelievable that it's here. I couldn't. I couldn't believe I had it hung up right in the front of the one rack. He was over last week. He said, "Oh, you put it right in the front." Part of him wanted to keep it, and he said, "Look, I'll be honest about it. Part of me wanted it, but I knew how much you wanted it, and I'll tell you what, that's a good friend. That's beyond a good friend. Like I always said, all the jerseys mean a lot to me, but the ones I get from friends, they just mean that much more. And this one means a whole lot because it. Oh, I don't want to tear up because it came from a very good friend, and because he knew. Oh God. He knew how much that jersey meant to me, and I'm trying. I'm trying to hold it in. Just that alone just means so much to me. I was thinking about it the other day, about friendships and the friends that I've had for a while, long time. It was funny because I was thinking about it. I thought about it yesterday because I watched that Kelsey documentary on Amazon, which is an amazing documentary about last season for the Eagles center Jason Kelsey. Of course, his brother Travis is on the Chiefs, and they showed the Super Bowl parade, and Jason with the Mummers outfit going crazy with that incredible speech, and the first thing that popped in my mind, watching that, was I was at that parade near City Hall with a friend, with Mark M. And I said it was such an amazing moment to be at that parade because I'm a lifetime Eagle fan, and I always wanted to see that. And the stories I'll have of that will be for a lifetime. Just getting there, all the craziness, just the absolute joy of that day. Everyone with the smiles, and just all the stories that came with that. But and I've never told this to Mark. So Mark, you're hearing this for the first time. I know he watches my vids. You're hearing this for the first time. I said one of the things that made that so special for me to be there was I was there with a friend that I've had for so long, and Mark, and we both been Eagle fans. We know how much this means to us, but to be there with Mark meant a lot because I was there with someone who I knew for so long. I wish Slim could have been there too. I know Slim stuff was going on; he just couldn't make it. But not only to be there, but to be there with a good friend, that meant a lot. And I've had a lot of moments with the sports teams, watching games with friends. Slim, we were watching the NFC title game that year when they beat the Vikings and the excitement then. And then last year with again, they won the NFC title. That Super Bowl didn't end the way the one in Super Bowl 52 ended, unfortunately, which was in that documentary too. We had to relive that one again. But no, to share experiences is great, but it's always better when you get to do that with friends. People that you've known a long time, or family, obviously. And my parents wouldn't have been at that parade. That's just not their thing. But at least for that one, for Super Bowl 52, I did go to the Phillies parade in '08 with my mom, and that was special. That was a very special thing because that was my first ever championship parade, and to be there with my mom made it that much more special. But she wasn't going to go to the Super Bowl 52 parade, and my dad he's not a parade guy. So I'll always have the story of the '08 parade with my mom because we were on Market Street, which is one of the main drags in Philly. And that's where the parades always go down. And we're she sees a couple people sitting in front of the barrier on the sidewalk, and she goes there, and I go there, and the people behind us weren't very happy because they were there since like 2 a.m. or whatever. But my mom was not going to move. And the police came by just before the parade came by, and they're saying, "Yo, you can't be here." But at that point, there was how many hundreds of people sitting on the curb? You can't move us. Where are we going to go? You look behind us. There's people, 10 deep. We can't go back. There's nowhere for us to go. So I never forget the police officer was like, "Okay, well, you can stay here, but you just have to stay seated. Don't stand up and be in the people's way behind you." I said, "Oh, that's no problem." The first parade I ever went to in the front row on Market Street, that was unbelievable. Still have confetti in a bag from it, and I still have confetti from Super Bowl 52, that parade. I'm hoping to get some more at some point, but I do have 2 bags of some confetti from the 2 championship parades I've been to. But being at that parade with Mark was special, and we both have stories from it. I think one of the best stories, to be honest, that we've had was when we were going, because Mark lives in Mark lives in Delaware County. He's in Delco. I'm in Delco too. I'm just on the inside of Delco. So Mark lives in Delco too, and so there's a trolley that goes where he used to be at his folks' house, and there's a trolley that goes by that takes you to the 69th Street terminal. From 69th Street, you can take a train in to go to the city. It's an elevated train, but it turns into a subway. You take that into the city right from that station. So we wanted to go to 69th Street. I figured there was not going to be any parking at 69th Street because everyone would be there going to the city. So we're like, all right, let's try to get the trolley. And so Mark and I, I park at his outside his folks' place, and we walk over to the trolley station, and which is a couple blocks away, and we're waiting there, and all these trolleys are going by, and they're just full. They're not even stopping at the station. I think 3 of them went by, and after the third one, I'm looking at Mark. I'm like, all right, well, I guess if the next one, because it's getting later in the morning, and I'm like, all right, well, if the next one goes by and doesn't stop, let's just bite the bullet now. I'll drive, and we'll see if we can find any kind of parking near 69th Street. The trolley comes. Looks like it's going to go by again. Mark and I start walking, and all of a sudden the trolley stops. And the door opens up. He says, "Hey, we got room for 2. Come in." So we get in the trolley, and we're crammed in there. We're like right up against the door, but it didn't matter. Because at least we had a ride to 69th Street at that time. And we take the trolley down. Everybody's happy. And we get on. We get off the we get to the station. We go to the train. We get right in the train. We're in the first car of the train. Oh, I'm sorry, the last car. We're in the very last car of the train. And we luckily got a seat. I don't even know how it happened, but we luckily got a seat, the both of us. So we're sitting down or standing. I forget what we were doing at that time. It's a blur. But I think we did have a seat, if memory serves. And we're in there. People were doing shots. People were whooping. And I'll always remember the Eagles fight song started. Everyone's doing the Eagles fight song. And then after the Eagles fight song ended, Mark, I started with Mark and Dallas Sucks chant. We started doing that. only Eagle fans would do this. And the train's going, everyone's in a good mood, and oh my goodness, what a day that was. And that had many, many, many memories to it. But again, just being there with a good friend, that's something I'll always remember. It's something I'll always remember. And um, hopefully we can have more memories like that, within the years to come. But no, Slim with that jersey, that was unbelievable. Uh, I kept wondering who had the jersey because no one showed it. You know, I'm like, that's a jersey. If a jersey head has it, they're gonna show it on the group. So after it's sold, I'm like, who would have gotten it? And I'm thinking of different people in the groups, and I'm like, is so and so gonna show it? And no one ever showed it on the Facebook groups or YouTube. And I'm like, and then I'm thinking, well, it must have just been some random person just grabbed it. Maybe an old Oilers fan or a Titans fan, or I don't know, someone who was a fan of White Shoes growing up, or because he's a Pennsylvania guy, Pennsylvania born, Billy White Shoes, and and lo and behold, it was Slim all the time, just keeping it a secret, and again, talk about surprises. That was probably the surprise of. Certainly the surprise of the year, probably the surprise of a decade or something. Because I've gotten some very rare jerseys in the collection. This year, I honestly, I've gotten two unicorns in one year. The Ron Jaworski Rams from D and the Billy White Shoe, the Love You Blue Billy White Shoes from Slim. And the cool thing is I got both of them from friends. It's just, that's how it worked out. And I'll always be grateful for that. Yeah, I mean, look, if I would have stumbled across those jerseys on eBay, yeah, I would be happy. Absolutely. I mean, I would be through the roof. Oh my goodness, I got this jersey. I can't believe this, right? But the fact that jerseys like that and anything, it doesn't even have to be a rare, old gem or something. It could be anything. Just the fact they come from friends, anything that comes from a friend, it just means that much more, right? Because that it came from a good place, and that someone that you're getting it from them. And I'm happy to say I made a lot of great friends in this community, and I know, like any family, there's going to be arguments, there's going to be blow-ups, there's going to be times of things being said that probably don't mean. It's just it's what happens in any family, right? And but I do still, I will always appreciate the friends that I have, and that's never going to change. That's just how it is. Through thick and thin, and through all sorts of stuff, right? Because in any friendship, in any family, there's going to be things that happen, right? There's always going to be something. Nothing's perfect. We don't live in a perfect world. And we're human. That's why we do things. We make mistakes, Things happen. But it's just because this is how we are. This is how we're built, We're not built to be perfect. We're not machines. We're humans. Mistakes are going to be made. And I see the community a lot, people, the infighting and stuff. And it's happened with me. I can be very stubborn. I can be pig-headed. I can be a very emotional person. I almost got emotional earlier. I mean, that's just how it is. But I always appreciate the people in the group, and if it wasn't for a lot of them, I wouldn't have this collection the way it is now. There's no way. I've gotten so many gems, whether it's a rare or even a common jersey from people that fellow collectors, and it meant a lot to them, and they're selling it, and I know I'm getting something that was loved, and something that comes from a friend. Or even if it's someone I don't know as well, I know there's someone in the community. They have passion. They this is what they do. So I know I'm getting a good product, a good item. Don't have to worry as much about it. So I think it's kind of cool that most of the jerseys I showed today were ones that came from not just members of the community, but people I consider friends. And we, it's I know Adam and I bust each other's balls all the time about the Boston and the Philly teams, but our allegiances to them. But Adam's a good friend, and I've seen him a few times, and we've definitely had some fun times. So and hopefully more to come. But all in all, I mean, Slim, I know I thank you a million times already. It's going to be 1,000,001. Thank you so much. That jersey is just something I just never thought I'd have, honestly, because I know how it's rare. I mean, now saying this, it will be on eBay like 20 times the next. That's how it always works. It's going to pop up on eBay like 5 times within the next year. You'll see it. But it's a super rare unicorn jersey, and getting a little thing here on the TV. Dismiss that. I always have these like reminders or these things set because there's a channel that I can go on, and I can pick the teams that I want to have alerts to when their games are coming on in today's college football. So you have a lot of college football games going on. The Gators are coming on pretty soon. Kind of interested in watching that Colorado State game later tonight on ESPN. Coach Prime and his sons and all, right, on Colorado. So Saturday's a big alert day on the TV for me. But right now I'm watching I'm not watching it right now, but I have on the TV, I have the Flyers versus the Rangers rookie game. I guess it's like a couple games they played the couple days, and tonight they're the game's on TV, and they're playing at the home of the Phantoms, the PPL Center, which Mark M and I go to every year for a Phantoms game. In fact, next Saturday he and I are going. Mark and I are we have traditions. We do. We have these annual, and for us, we go to one Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs game a year, who's the AAA affiliate to the Phillies, and we go to a Philadelphia Phantoms game every year, and they're the Flyers' minor league team. So then they both play in Lehigh Valley, and the Phantoms play at the PPL Center, which is where the rookie Flyers are playing right now. In fact, I see on the screen the Phantoms are going to be celebrating 10 years in Lehigh Valley this year. There's a nice little logo on the center ice. That's pretty cool. I can't believe it's been 10 years. See, I remember when they were the Philadelphia Phantoms, and their first home was the old Spectrum. I used to go to Phantoms games at the old Spectrum many, many years ago. And then they kind of moved around. They were in Adirondack, New York for whatever reason, and then they found a new home at the PPL Center in Lehigh Valley, which is about an hour or so, maybe a little, almost 2 hours maybe outside of Philly. And from here it's about an hour. About an hour, maybe an hour, couple minutes, depending on traffic. But that's our big tradition every year. So I got the Iron Pig tickets. It's actually the last, really the end of the season for them, and I think it's the last few games of that season, and they're playing at home. I forget who they're playing, but they're playing next weekend at the Coca-Cola Park. And so I got the tickets. So we'll be going there next Saturday night. And Mark already has everything. He knows where we're going to go. We're going to stop at Roy Rogers. Mark is good at planning. Like, Mark, this is what we're doing. Okay, this is where we're going. So we're going to eat at Roy's because we're both a fan of their fries. There's just no Roy Rogers around. The only Roy's that's near here is on the highway going towards Lehigh Valley. So when Mark and I go to these games, we either go to one of two places. We either stop at that, convenience area, the rest stop, and we'll eat at Roy's, or we'll go to White Castle. And Slim always gets very jealous when we go to White Castle because we're showing on Facebook, and Slim always gives it the angry face. Because there's a White Castle in Lehigh Valley, not too far away from the PPL Center. But Saturday we are going to Roy's on the way. and the Gold Rush sandwich, the chicken sandwich, and of course the fries are gonna be what we enjoy on our way to the Iron Pigs game. So that's our little tradition. It's where we go and where we eat. It's very exciting. So that's going to be what's going on. And usually Mark and I try to take in a Flyers game too. Whatever game we always try to get to at least one Flyers game. I think that's the one good thing about them not being very good. You can get tickets pretty cheap on the secondary markets. So I'm like, Mark, let's just take advantage now, because hopefully in a few years they'll be better with the Danny Briere and Keith Jones regime. Now, hopefully they'll be a little better in a few years, and then the tickets might be a little more up to get, like it is for the Phillies now, right? And certainly the Eagles. The Eagles, every game is through the roof. So we'll take advantage of it now. And like I said before, I love to sit up at the top on the second the second tier at one of the ends, or a corner seat, because you can see everything. You can see the whole ice. You can see all the plays developing and everything. That's the best place to sit for me, at least for me. I've sat everywhere in that state. I've sat everywhere in that at the Wells Fargo for Flyers games. I've gone to Flyers for so many years, at least a game or two a year. I've sat down front. I had the first row behind the glass for a game that I won through the old Modell Sporting Goods. I took my dad, and I've sat there. I've sat more little couple rows back. We front, kind of the lower bowl at the ends or the corners, upper tier, either center ice or ends or corners. I've sat in a luxury box once through a person at work. Many years ago, we went. Everywhere in that stadium. But for me, and I enjoy sitting, going to games. But for me, it's when I get the tickets, I know where I'm going. So yeah. Anyhow, that is it for that. You saw the jerseys. I talked a bit about them, and about the Billy White shoes. Just unbelievable. I still can't believe it's in the collection, and it's thanks to Slim. And talked to a couple more other stories. We had a little story time for MightyFan. I got a little nostalgic about things, and I did see something today. Someone alerted me. Lids is doing a competition. Now, for the past few years, they did the ultimate hat collection, which I never took part in. I have a lot of hats, but they're not very well displayed. So I don't think I would ever make the cut. I have a lot, but I don't have, like a lot of people who were involved in those competitions. I mean, they had the hats like in those flip front shoe boxes, that the hat walls, the beautiful looking arrangements of their stuff, right? And I got piles that I still have to put away. So I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do very well in these. I have a lot of quantity, but they're just not. They could be better displayed, and we'll get there eventually. But this year, for the first time, they're doing a competition for like best jersey collection. And I'm like, okay, I think I can take part in it because the jerseys are pretty well displayed. And they're saying they want to see like a video, at either on one of the platforms. It could either be like here on YouTube, it could be TikTok, it could be Instagram, what have you. So I'm going to do mine here on YouTube because they need the link to it. And I'm like, all right, well, this is where I'm most visible probably. This is probably my biggest platform for my collection. So I'll probably do a video at some point. I think that the deadline date is the 22nd of September. So I gotta put this thing together pretty quick. And obviously, I can't show everything. I'm even gonna say if I tried to show every one of my jerseys in a video, it would be long. The video would be longer than all the Godfather movies back to back. That's how long it would be. Talk about a marathon of marathons of jerseys. But so I'm going to basically show them on the racks. I might show a few individual, whatever. But I'm gonna do my. I'm gonna put my hat in the ring, or my jerseys in the ring, I guess, and see what happens. How well it goes. There's a lot. Yeah, there's quite a few here in the collection of all different sports. So I'm just gonna have fun with it. Do I expect to win? No, because you know, I don't want to sound with the defeatist attitude, but there could be people doing some real Hollywood production type stuff, and I'm gonna be look. This is me, right? So I'm gonna be bare boned about. This is what I have. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna be as creative as I can, but I'm just gonna have fun with it, and wherever it goes, it goes. If I'm a finalist at the end, that's great. If I win the thing, I think you get some sort of like unique jersey, some sort of like lid. It's run by Lid, so obviously it's a Fanatics steel, so you get some sort of unique jersey. And I looked at the form, and they asked for your hat size too, so you probably get a hat and a jersey, a fitted hat and a jersey as the prize. And just to say that you're the world's like best jersey collector, or whatever, however they're wording it, I forget. The world, the world's largest jersey color, best jersey, or whatever it is, I forget the naming of it. World's best jersey collector, or whatever. Which even if, to be honest, even if I win the thing and Lids throws me that moniker, I'm humble. Like I said, I don't consider my collection the best. I just have a passion of doing it. I have a lot. I admit that. I have a lot, probably 1,000 whatever jerseys. It's a very large collection. It's a unique collection. And I'm going to say this in there. I'm going to say I consider my collection the world's most unique collection because it's my collection and there's only one me. So that's why it's the most unique collection, because it's mine and there's only one MightyFan. So, there's only one Neil. There's only one MightyFan. So there can't be another collection exactly like mine, right? So, but I will never, believe me, even if I win this thing and Lids is calling me the world's greatest collector or whatever, puts that title on me, I will never say I'm the world's best collector. Because there's so many people within our community, or people we don't even know about, right, that collect jerseys, that have amazing collections. And everyone, everyone has wonderful collections. I'm not doing this to compete with anybody. I'm doing this because I love it. It means something to me. If I lost the passion for it, I would stop. But I always said, if you're a collector, you're a collector. You're going to get one thing or another, right? And for me, I've always collected something. The jerseys is kind of, it just kept going. The Mighty Mouse stuff did. And that was about 15 years. But I kind of knew. I kind of knew it was, yeah. I had a lot of great stuff, an amazing collection. I was featured on a show on HGTV. There would have been a book about the history of Mighty Mouse made, but that fell apart. But they came to the old house. They filmed. They got all the pictures of my whole collection. Lots of great memories and stuff with that. But I kind of knew. I knew. I just knew it was time. I knew it was time to move on to something else. I wanted to kind of challenge myself to something else. And I always loved sports and jerseys, so that was only, that was the next, chapter. And when I went to that Mitchell and Ness store for the first time, that just put it over the top. That just made it crystal clear that this is what I want to try to go after. And I'll always say this, and I'll always stand behind this. If you would have told, if I can get Doc Brown's DeLorean and go back in time to however many years that was ago when I first went into the Mitchell and Ness store, and like I'm standing there like hiding behind a jersey, because if my current self sees my younger self and we see each other, something bad will happen, right? The time continuum or whatever. Right? That was the theory in the movies. So I'll be like hiding behind a rack of jerseys. But if I would try to, I guess I would be like Doc Brown in the one scene in I think it was Back to Future Part 2, where he actually saw his old self, right? In the street, putting together, rigging together the for the lightning and to send Marty back to where he, back to the 80s, to 1985. But when his younger version turned around, he couldn't see him, so he tried to keep himself hit because he asked him for the wrench or whatever he asked him for, or the screwdriver or whatever it was, and he kind of just gave it to him that way, and that whole little scene of the two of them, right? That would probably be like me with my younger me at Mitchell and Ness the first time, and I'd be like my younger me sitting around looking at these jerseys, surrounded by all these wonderful things, looking at the price tags and saying, "Oh, there's no way I can how am I going to get these?" And my older son, "Oh, don't worry, you'll find a way." There'll be plenty of racks. There'll be plenty of jerseys. You'll be able to have a collection that you could probably fit in this whole store. And my younger self is going, "What? How do you know?" "Oh, don't worry about how I know." Right? Because the older Doc Brown was telling the younger, "Oh, there's going to be lots of lightning, lots of storm," right? So I would be in the store, "Oh, no, there's going to be lots of jerseys coming. Don't you worry." I might try to, give a little advice to my youngers. Go after the NBA jerseys a little earlier. Some of these old run ones, some of these that are going to be a pain to get down to, you might want to start with this one. Point to one of the hard ones to get. Start with some of these, and then work your way to the newer stuff. Right? Or I'll go back in time to me at one of the sales at the old store on Chestnut Street. And the younger me would be looking at it, and the older me would put a jersey right that I'm supposed to, "Here, get this one first. You'll be happy." This one gets away quite a few times. Of course, that would change the time, and then there would be some other jersey that would be impossible, right? Instead of the rookie red Dion, it would be something else. That became one of my original white whale jerseys. Oh my. But anyhow, I look, I'm a humble person. I would never say my collection is the best. Like I said, even if even if I win the thing at Lids after I make my submittal, that's fun. That's just doing something for fun. Maybe it puts me out there a little more, whatever. But I'm not that guy. I don't want to be labeled the GOAT, jersey collection GOAT. What? No, I don't want to be the Tom Brady of the jersey collecting world, right? I want to have fun with it, and I want to continue to have fun. And by the way, with the fan on, I do forget if it's going to affect the sound. So I'm sorry if, because it's the wind, it might be hitting the microphone. That might not be good. I just thought of that. Damn it. But if it is, I'll have to watch this before I put it on YouTube. So no, I you know what? Labels are what they are, but I just have fun with it. It's a passion. It's not something that's going to end anytime soon. Um, it's just I do it because I love it, and I don't do it to brag. I don't do it to say, oh, look at my collection. It's the best, even though I'm putting down lids. But it is what. That's just because that's what they're calling it. Um, I just have fun with it. That's all it's ever been for me. That's all it's ever going to be. I mean, sure, there's going to be jerseys that come along. They're like, oh my God, I need this. How am I going to get this? Right? They're going to be hard to get. But that's the challenge. That's what makes it fun. It can't always be easy. You got to be challenged every now and then. But it is nice to have good friends that help you, right? I mean, without that, like I said, I wouldn't have some of the gems in the collection. It wouldn't happen. So it's the connections you make, and then they become good friends, and life is funny that way. Um, but at any rate, 55 minutes of joy here. I thank you all for joining in on another Mighty Fan Marathon here on YouTube. I will be back again soon. I do want to do the Season of the Fan vid, and I also have to put before the 20 or by the 22nd. I got to put in my submittal for I guess the Ultimate Jersey Collector. I think that's what they're calling it, from Lids. So I got to get busy and start to make that. And get that on YouTube by the deadline day for that. So it's probably going to be the next couple videos you see here on the channel. But as always, I thank you for all the support to the channel. What do you always got to do? You got to leave those likes. You got to subscribe. If you haven't already done so, hit the bell icon so you're notified to all future content from yours truly, including videos that I almost cry as that happens. But anyhow, thank you to all as always. You all take care. Enjoy the football this weekend. We got college. We got pro. My team's already done. I can just kick back now. We won. I don't have to work. No, this is just okay. I just get to sit back and watch. That's the only good thing about playing on Thursday night. I don't like the Thursday night football. It's too short a week. The games are choppy a lot of times. But the good thing is, if your team does play on Thursday night, you're in the clear for the rest of the weekend. You can just enjoy it and sit back with your feet up, right? All right, everyone. Well, enjoy all the football this weekend, and let's go Phillies. Keep that number one seed in the wild card alive, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.